Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today, I'm bringing you another Prince triple reaction. We're going to be checking out the songs Old Friends for Sale, Last Heart, and Sometimes It Snows in April. I hope y'all are excited to check this out alongside me today, but before diving in, let us please thank Hein the Wise for making this donation request today. Thank you so much, Hein. It helps directly support the channel and guides the direction for reactions I do over here. But now, let's just jump in.
Sunset in the west is morning. I know, LA is calling. Bad news these days, and people are talking. They say your kingdom is falling.
It's like the onset, and then just foot off the gas pedal. I like that consistency in the cadence. It's almost like you're doing, I don't know, like a 15-second sprint and then a 15-second light jog, and you're just rotating between the two.
They say your kingdom is falling. They say you lost your fight when another musician you hired. Little do they know you in the past.
I'm not sure if this is his hat or like an afro. It looks too perfect to be an afro here, but it's kind of reminding me of the actual vinyl right next to him. Almost like his hat is the vinyl.
You in the past go, unless they could take you higher. Sunset in my heart this afternoon. Two friends of mine got stuck in the snow. In uptown when winter's alarming. Oh, cocaine becomes charming, but you talk about things you don't know. No matter how pleasant your past was.
Okay.
Green and white we turn to blue. You're happy as long as your last buzz. And then you think you want something new. Yeah. The sun set in my mind this evening. Someone said they were dying.
They're playing with the accenting here.
They showed some more pictures and all my little memories. Chump change is to unravel the mystery. But life is no fun. Life ain't no fun without fantasy.
Okay.
Some things are better left unsaid. And some people are better left untrusted. Maybe it all makes sense.
Yeah.
When I'm dead.
I think this song is starting to make more sense to me now lyrically, and part of that is also now coming from the actual song title itself, but hearing the line of some people are better left untrusted is helping solidify the idea in my mind. This idea of old friends for sale, I think, often is the story told by artists who they become famous over time, and the people who were in their lives all of a sudden start finding their way, right, in your DMs, in your emails, reaching out to you, crawling out of the woodwork to overplay their hand and pretend like they had a bigger impact than they actually did in your life. And those people are very easily bought and sold by the news media, the pundits who want to spin narratives potentially against the artists, right? You oftentimes hear of those people who existed in the former life of the celebrity. You often hear of all of the terrible things that celebrity did, and through the lens of the person who was left behind. And not to say that you aren't you're not going to find examples of celebrities who have been problematic earlier on in their days and are now being exposed, but oftentimes it isn't that way. I think overall, a lot of let's say TMZ and paparazzi, all of this is kind of geared towards the biggest shock moments and, oh my God, how could this celebrity have done this thing? And the friends of old have now shared their story, and let's cancel this person collectively. But no one's questioning the incentives of those doing the canceling either, of putting those stories out there. Are they even real? Can you even deny the stories in a way? Is the burden of proof on the person making the claim, or is it the person having to defend against something that's almost indefensible because there is no, let's say, evidence of that thing existing anyways? I mean, there's several ways you could take this idea of old friendships and relationships and even betrayal. I don't know why people just don't act as good people with value rather than just looking at monetary wealth as being the main goal in their lives, especially at the cost of somebody who, if you were actually their friend, would you do this thing? A lot of a lot of hypocrisy is what you'll notice.
Maybe it all makes sense when I'm dead. When I'm dead. All friends for sale. Get 'em while the day is hot. What shall they teach you to forget what you got? And they'll show you the friends that they'll old friends say.
Interesting. Kind of a relaxed song overall, though there were moments where Prince is more screaming out and the instrumentation itself picks up. My attention goes to the lyrics and the idea of friendship, of betrayal, of trust. And I guess I discussed the ideas of friendships and betraying the celebrities and those edge cases. Let's talk a little bit about trust. And trust is a very finicky thing, right? Because you want to give it to people because you have the, let's say, you may be, let's say, more optimistic. You look at the bright side of things and you give people the benefit of the doubt. But really, if you're trusting somebody to act favorably to you, you can only really validate that trust was warranted until the opportunity for that person to betray you presents itself. Put in a different way, if you say you trust somebody, but they haven't actually done anything to earn that trust, can you really say that they deserve to be trusted? I don't think necessarily no, but I don't think you can confidently say that they can be trusted until their feet are held to the fire. In this case, let's say the media is pressing them and they're showing them hey, we're going to give you this great deal. We're going to give you a lot of money to talk smack about this person. If that opportunity is presented to them and then they turn it down, right? Look at their actions rather than their words, then you can be more confident in giving them that trust. So trust is earned. This is, I guess, my main point here. Oftentimes, and even in my own life, I've kind of been guilty of this, of thinking that somebody was a true friend of mine, but not realizing that they didn't really have an opportunity to show me that they weren't actually a good friend to me. I was just kind of giving them more credit, the benefit of the doubt. And for me, you guys see, like on this channel, I preach peace, love, positivity. I'm never going to look at something negatively. I'm never going to just put bad thoughts out there, but I'm also not going to delude myself either. I'm going to exist in a realm of realism and sprinkle a healthy dose of optimism on top of that. And if, in spite of those two tenets that I'm upholding, I'm then shown by this person's actions that they are not trustworthy, then I will make my decision with no ill will in my heart. Just, I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to protect myself. And if a true friend of mine is going to be out there, they are going to also protect my interests, show care to me rather than betray me the moment that they're offered something bright and shiny over there. Let's jump into the next track.
Oh, baby. How many times have you called my number? Wishing I was someone else. How many times in my heart tumbled, feeling sorry for myself. How many times have I kissed you? Smell another man's perfume. How many lonely nights I missed you?
A lot of loneliness in these tracks. Betrayal, loneliness,
If you break my heart one more time,
heartbreak.
be the last heart you ever break.
I'm loving like the stripped down feel of this track. You have this light bass line, light guitar, syncopated funk, bit of sax in there. It's all very pleasant despite it being heartbreaking.
Be the last heart you ever break. Taking all I can take. Baby, this heart wasn't made to break. How many times can you hurt me? Or your conscience make.
I like that little moment right there. Do-do-do-do.
How many times can you hurt me? Or your conscience make you stop, stop, stop. Oh, end it all, why not desert me? Baby, you know you can never cop, never cop, never cop. Nobody ever do you like I do.
It's like a bit of acoustic shred under this as well.
Never cop. Nobody ever do you like I do. Oh, got to get your thing together, sister. Try to be your fool. You break my heart one more time. It'll be the last heart you ever break. Baby, I'm taking all I can take.
Oh.
Baby, my heart wasn't made to break.
So it's not acoustic, it's clean electric guitar just plucked in some moments that make it sound acoustic. I love how subtle it is here in this moment now.
Baby, my heart wasn't made to break.
Okay. A little squeal right there.
To break my heart, no, no. Don't do it. Break my heart one more time. It could be the last heart you ever break. Darling, I'll take it all I can take. Baby, this heart was made to break. When you fix your mouth, tell the brand new lie. Remember this boy told you by and by. False words should never speak. Never baby more heart, baby my heart should never be broken. You break my heart one more time.
You have Prince's beautiful vocal layering in the middle. Got the beautiful sax, bright as ever in the right, and on the left you have these thick piano chords just outlining the rest of the atmosphere. Let's pull it a little bit back here.
Tell the brand new lie. Remember this boy told you by and by. False words should never speak. Never be spoken. Baby, my heart should never be broken. You break my heart one more time. Be the last time you ever break.
Oh. Oops. Alright, well, YouTube doing crazy stuff. Can't believe Prince's heart would be broken multiple times by the same person. That seems crazy to me. How could you do this to that man? And also just like having your heart broken repeatedly, not by different people, but by the same person also is a bit of a foreign feeling to me, because I've had my heart broken by different people, including myself, but never repeatedly heartbroken by the same person. Is that necessarily true? Without divulging too much of my own like personal backstory, I do believe maybe there's one instance of having my heart repeatedly broken by the same person, but I don't think it's as easy as like putting all of the blame on that other person. I think I have to take a lot of responsibility for that relationship also not becoming what it could have. So I will take joint responsibility of heartbreaking myself and having it heartbroken. But having it broken repeatedly by the same person, I don't know, maybe y'all will need to share some of your experience of that in the comments below. I think I just need to see an example of what that looks like, because usually once my heart has been broken or I've done the heartbreak, that's kind of it. I don't really maintain contact with exes of mine. And heartbreak is never ideal, right? We want to use it and learn from it rather than repeat the same heartbreak and have the same failures come out of relationships. This is sort of why even if somebody breaks up with an individual and they go their separate ways, they can still end up in similar styles of relationship or have similar relationships with similar issues because they didn't necessarily heal from the issues that plagued the prior relationship. So if the issue in the past was, say, your inability to accept love and you didn't heal, and now you're in a new relationship, I think that same issue is going to arise again. Your inability to accept the love of others, and, you know, if the relationship comes apart again, it is a similar kind of heartbreak, but you're more used to it now. Maybe you're even more calloused. But then the other part of that, the other like alternative is instead of being more calloused, you are even more sensitive and destroyed by the situation. So ideally, let's take these heartbreaks, let's make them our last and move on from them while still accepting like the vulnerabilities and risks that relationships pose, but doing our best rather than being passive actors in our own lives. Let's jump into the last track here.
Tracy died soon after a long-fought civil war. Just after I wiped away his last tear. Maybe he's better off than he was before. A whole lot better off than the fools he left here.
It's been a while since we've heard this one.
I used to cry for Tracy, 'cause it was my only friend.
Oh, the cello.
The
cello.
I used to cry for Tracy, 'cause it was my only friend. Those kind of cars don't pass you every day. I used to cry for Tracy, 'cause I wanted to see him again. Oh. But sometimes life ain't always
Hmm.
hard. Sometimes it snows in April.
God, the strings here make so much happen.
So bad.
You hear the voicings in these strings. Ah, looks a little bright. That one note.
That life was never ending, but all good things they say never last. All good things they say never last. Love, it is a love. Until it's Thank you all so much.
It was a rather short performance. Wow, I love these strings so much. The strings alone just send chills up my body. But if you think about the meaning of this song too, with the ideas of grief and remembrance, mourning. This is a fun triple reaction today. I feel like all of these songs carried with it some semblance of melancholy, especially as we heard there, and Sometimes It Snows in April. You can attribute that largely to, well, not largely, at least a big part of what makes songs emotional. Not only is chord progression and melody, but the instruments and the way that they're played. And I always say this, but strings are inherently extremely emotional because they emulate so well the human voice. But there's a level deeper than just hearing a violin do its thing or hearing a cello do its thing, right? Being earthy and legato. It's the simmering of these notes. It's entering them slowly and then adding intensity on at the end. Listen to the dynamics of how the cello is incorporated. And you can make the same point about really any instrument that finds its way into a Prince arrangement. How are they being utilized more specifically other than the pitch that they're playing itself? When you find the multiple purposes of a certain note, a certain element, that's when it starts to get really interesting. When you're analyzing Prince's music especially, because we all know how complicated his music can become from an arrangement standpoint. But when you distill it all into the feeling that you're getting from that listen, it starts to make more sense again. And for this track here, it's like this lumbering, slow-moving ballad that isn't just in the piano, that isn't just in the strings, that isn't just in the voice. It's in the confluence of everything. That's why, to me, a lot of Prince's best work are some of his songs that are very cohesive, because every single element all serve the intended purpose. And that's not to say that his more complex songs don't do that either. They tend to look for more complicated emotions or more esoteric feelings, or even a multitude of those esoteric, complicated feelings. But sometimes I like it when we can just really simplify things. And even though I would have wished this song was, 3 minutes longer than it ended up being, I still come away from this performance with a warm feeling inside. It makes me want to listen to, the studio version again of Sometimes It Snows in April. Maybe I should listen to a bunch of the versions of this song. That could be a direction for us that we go as we are, further and further into the Prince discography on this channel, is to just deep dive onto one particular Prince song even more and recover a bunch of the different versions I remember we did that with Joy in Repetition. That was a fun one, hearing all of the different versions of that track. But either way, I'm excited as always just to listen to more Prince in general alongside you guys. So I hope you enjoyed doing that today. If you did and want to make a request yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link down below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.